So I'm going to start with something that I just started reading, and it's actually was recommended to me by one of our congregants, Bob Huth, and it's titled Pure Human by Gregg Braden. And can you read that line there? The hidden truth of our divinity and destiny. The hidden truth of our divinity, power, and destiny. I can see that I'm going to be teaching a class on this probably end of March, early April, because it's one of those where I just keep reading, so I'm not even out of chapter 2, because I want to keep reading it to absorb it. But I want to read a line or two from it. And it says that divinity is the essence of our true nature. Divinity is the essence of our true nature. It's the expression of our divinity that frees us from fear. It is the expression of our divinity, which is the essence of our true nature, that frees us from fear. Expressing our divinity frees us from the fear that keeps us feeling small, insignificant, and powerless. Watching the broadcast last night and what was going on in Minneapolis, I felt powerless. And I have a feeling that many of us feel that way quite often with so much division going on in our country, that we feel powerless because we can't actually do something out there. But what I'm here to tell you today is that the power lies in here. The power for us when we feel powerless is to go to the heart. Those monks are making a huge statement, even without them saying anything. Their expressions, their determination. I was listening to a quote about a monk speaking about children. Children know peace without even knowing the word and what it means. They know it naturally. And they showed a picture of a child, maybe about 8 years old, maybe 10, laying on the floor with a dog. They showed a child 3 years old being held and the facial expression of peace. They showed children in a playground, probably ages 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, all smiling, laughing. They might not know what that word peace definition is, but they know the feeling of peace. Why is it that when you hold or pet your dog, and if you have a cat that allows you to hold it, why is it that there is something that shifts in your body, that calms your heart down, just for that small interaction? What is that about? Gregg Braden is definitely a follower of HeartMath, and so am I. And science is proving that I'm not just giving you a bunch of blah, blah, blah words about this heart and it can change the world. It's science-based. That the vibration that we put, that our heart expresses. Your heart literally is milliseconds ahead of your brain. I always thought the brain sent the message to the heart, which is partially true, but the heart has a direct line and a speed line to the brain. So I think one of the major things I want to get across to all of us and reminding me is that it is critical for us to be the watchers of the portal of our mind, be the watchers at the portal of our heart. Because I can tell you from my own experience, last night, my heart got poked. And sometimes when that happens, see if you can relate to this. Anybody out there have triggers? Can you identify that you have some triggers in you that go way back? Or maybe they go back to just a last relationship you had. Or maybe they go back to a childhood or a teacher or a religious teacher who has damaged, we've allowed some damage to happen here, right? We didn't allow it. It was well-meaning people that created some post-traumatic stress for us, or triggers, just triggers. This is just a trigger. And when I'm triggered, I instantly go into fear or flight. Do you guys do the same thing? When you're triggered, you either withdraw, silence, or fight. And that is already sending a message from the heart to the brain. That's how quick it went. Trigger, boom, react. And I just started fighting back with my words. And I realized, who was I damaging? I was damaging myself, number one. And when I'm in that mode, my radical cells are having a party because they're like, she's stressed. We can multiply. When I'm at peace, my healthy cells say, Om. Healthy cells multiply. This is true stuff, people. I'm not just, again, giving you lip service or something I read. It's science-based. And it's critical for our physical and emotional health that we get back into right thinking, as you've heard me say many, many, many times this past 2025. Many, many times to get myself back into right thinking. So what did I do? I got quiet. I don't have my Christmas tree to look at. And I think at that time, I don't think the fire was going. So I just went into low light area and sat. You know what I came out with? I came out with, what would Jesus have done? Now, so that's the WWJD. Well, I'm also asked myself, what would the monks do? What would the monks have said in that moment when I went into reaction mode? They would have said to pause and to pray and to pause some more and pray some more. That is their message. That is their whole reason for walking, is to show people through their own example to only way that we're going to bring peace to our planet is through us doing our individual work to be peaceful within ourselves. I know often there are so many of us that get into reactionary mode. And sometimes we get in reactionary mode because we want to defend somebody else because they're not able to defend themselves. And do you find yourself feeling that way? Whether it's people in Minneapolis, or whether it's a friend who's housebound, or a parent, or someone who's in a nursing home, and right now you can't get to them because you're snowed in? Or what about they're short-staffed at the hospitals and nursing homes and restaurants, if they're even open, and we get our panties all out of a wad because we can't go to the store and get a loaf of bread. Sometimes we can't physically do anything. Go to the Serenity Prayer when you feel like this, people. There's quite a few people in our congregation who have loved ones that are in a hospital or in a rehab or a nursing home, and they are dealing with exactly what I just spoke about. And we get into that fear. And what's the signal being broadcasted when we get into that fear and anger and frustration and then do you do this? Because I do. I start shoulding on myself. I start shoulding on them. If they would, if they should have, I could have. And what, Kathy's saying on that. I wish we'd take those 3 words out of the English language, should, could, and would, because anytime we're saying those quietly to ourselves, we are going down a negative rabbit hole. And when we're down in a negative rabbit hole, our radical cells want to multiply. I read this, and I would show it to you, but I don't think it'll show up on there. So I have my computer up. It's Dalai Lama. The planet does not need more successful people. You might want to write this down. The planet does not need more successful people. The planet desperately needs more peacemakers. I will repeat that again, the second sentence. The planet desperately needs more peacemakers, healers, restorers, storytellers, and lovers of all kinds. I will say that again in case there is somebody actually writing this down. I will also put it on our Facebook page afterwards. The planet does not need more successful people. The planet desperately needs more peacemakers, healers, restorers, storytellers, and lovers of all kinds. I was going to read the daily word to you today, but instead, I'm going to read to you the daily word from yesterday. Because I think today's word, which is zeal, it's a little bit hard right now to express zeal. But I will read you the quote from Charles and Myrtle Fillmore wrote this. Charles actually wrote this in his 94th year. I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things that ought to be done by me. That is a good statement for what we are struggling with right now, a lot of us. We've got to go and pray, pause and pray, and when we do that, just like the monks do every morning, they start with prayer and gratitude. And when they go to gratitude, they get up with zeal and enthusiasm and walk because they know that is what they're being called to do. And we can do that too. What do you think the peaceful protesters, the peaceful demonstrators are doing? With zeal and enthusiasm and the faith that is theirs to do, they are demonstrating peaceful types of protest, doing what they feel they are being called to do. Okay, but yesterday's daily word was light. The light of God shines from within me and brightens my life. That's the whole monk's message. Do you know that? It's all about you've got to have peace within you. And people, when I got triggered last night, I didn't have peace within me. And I know better. But I also know I got triggered. And when I realized that, I drop back and go within and get myself turned around. You've seen me do the hokey pokey and turn yourself around. Well, doing that peacefully, I was able to move into right thinking. And when I did that peaceful thinking, I was able to realize that when I get triggered, I'm going to really try to practice this. I'm going to say to myself, before anything comes out of this mouth or on a text, I am going to ask myself, WWJD or WWMD. What would Jesus do? What would Jesus say? What would the monks say? What would they do? And I can guarantee you, it will cause me to pause even more. Instead of reacting. This is so important. We are not going to heal our world by jumping on the game board that some of these people out there are playing. It's not a game. We know how to do this. And Gandhi did it. Overturned the British Empire without firing a shot. So if he can do it, we can do it. Just like Jesus said, of these things I do, you can do an even greater. We are being called to do it even greater. There is a divine light in us that cannot be extinguished. It can only be obscured. It can only be obscured. When darkening focuses of sadness or grief or discord descend, I need not worry. I need only to remember that the light of God is still shining beyond the temporary cloud of despair. The light of God shines from within me now and always. It brings me to a song that we were going to do for our sing-along today, and it's actually going to be for the month of February. So if you know it, at home, I want you to sing it with me. I might not be able to hear you, but I'm going to trust that we are putting these words out from our heart into the world. And it's I Choose Love by Sue Riley. I can't play it because because Facebook will shut us down if I do that. So bear with me. Peace in my life is growing because I choose love. Love's always present. It's what I'm made of. I choose love. If you know this, sing it with me. We are a part of each other. We are one. One tie that binds us that can't be undone. I choose love. Peace in my family is growing because I choose love. Let love be present. It's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one. One loving family, sharing one son. I choose love. This next one's for our planet. You ready? Peace for our planet is growing because I choose love. I choose love. Let love be present. It's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one. One choice unites us. Let this be the one. I choose love. Repeat. I choose love. One more time. I choose love. Put my computer down before I drop it. You know, it's all about mindfulness. We claimed for 2026 that Unity of Garden Park is transcending in 2026. Not just transforming, transcending in 2026. What does that mean when I say that to you? We look at it at Unity of Garden Park, then we look at it as each individual is transcending in 2026. How does that feel for an affirmation for you? I am transcending in 2026. I'm not just transforming. I am claiming my divinity. I am claiming that I am 100% a divine human. That's the perfect child of God in each and every one of us. But we keep covering it up with the worry and the fear and the anger and the frustration and the resentment and the wanting to spew it out and fight back. It's going to get us nowhere. Fighting has never solved anything. That's why we keep having wars on this planet, because they don't end anything. They just kind of go underground for a while and then things bubble up, and we are in this bubbling up mode, people. This stuff that's been underground, seeping of unhealed anger, unhealed resentment, unhealed childhood wounds. It's time to work on your story and heal it so that you can claim your divinity more and show up in the world. And you are doing that more because I see it. I know you are. I see it. I watch so many of us on Facebook, and I see the compassion and the kindness. And that doesn't mean that we're not going to suffer in line of that. You know? Just because somebody has a different color skin, was punched in the face last night by someone claiming white supremacy. We're better than that. We are. Look at the thousands and thousands of people showing up for loving our neighbors. We don't care what race they are. We don't care what their sexual preference is. We don't care about that. We care about them as a human being. Look at those pictures. Hold your faith that there are so many of us peaceful people who want to share and exude loving kindness. You know, how's that Karen Drucker song go? My religion is kindness. My church is nature. My God is a feeling that lives deep inside. My job's to be conscious. My path is forgiveness. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. Want me to say that again? My religion is kindness. My church is nature. Because remember, the word church means people. And church is about coming together. We call it church, but it's community. Coming together in community. That's why you come to Unity of Garden Park Church. Whether it's in person or online. Because we all need community right now more than ever. So my religion is kindness. My church is nature. My God is a feeling that lives deep inside. My job's to be conscious. My path is forgiveness. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. I hope this message has made some sense. You know, Kathy gets going and she just kind of lets it flow. So take what works and the rest of it, let go. You know, in uncertain times, the most radical thing that we can do is to stay present, stay loving, and stay wise. Peace does not begin with policies. It begins with people. Oh, that's a good one. Peace does not begin with policies. Peace begins with people. So my prayer, you know what? Yeah, let's just take a moment. I don't know if this does any good on Facebook, but let's try it. I want you to just drop everything. If you have anything in your hands, if you have your phone, you got to keep your phone in your hands. Well, or maybe not. Lay it down. Just listen. You don't need to see me right now. This time's for you. Let's just take 2 minutes. 2 minutes of silence. Put your coffee down. Put your phone down. Leave it on so you can hear me. But lay it down. I don't want you to see me right now. Okay? I don't want you to see me right now. And let's just take a moment of silence, bringing peace into our heart center. And maybe it'll help by seeing a golden light above your head, imagining a golden light, brilliant golden light, coming down over your crown chakra, the top of your head. And that golden light now is moving across your third eye, right there in the middle of your eyebrows. That's that inner seeing. That's your true sight, that inner eye. See that golden thread going across your eyes, your ears, your cheekbones, across your chin, your jaw, your mouth. Now imagine it going through the back of your neck, that cervical area, and see it going across your thyroid, your vocal cords, your throat chakra. That's a power chakra there, that throat. And now feeling that golden thread settling into your heart center. And breathe that in as we give it 1 minute of silence for peace, for our planet is growing because we choose love. Take an easy breath in now. Bring your awareness back, and if you had a phone or a device in your hand, go ahead and pick it back up and join us again. Jesus said, "My peace I give to you, not as I give out there in the world. I give it to you within." We did Nancy Baxter's Celebration of Life service yesterday. Who's a dear, dear congregant of ours, one of our powerful chaplain prayers. And she passed away suddenly last Sunday morning in her sleep. And a common thread at her service that was spoke by so many, oh my gosh, hundreds of people at that funeral home. And the common thread was Nancy would tell anybody, and if you know Nancy, she helped hundreds of people from down in the gutter to just being sad about a breakup or addiction. She worked with so many different avenues of people and groups. And you know what she would always say? It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And her favorite prayer was the Serenity Prayer. She had two. But the Serenity Prayer and the prayer for protection. So before we end today, I want to just remind you, since we aren't doing like a love offering blessing, we're going to bless our love offerings and our prayer requests, because you can go to our website, unityofgardenpark.org, and you can type in a prayer request, and it goes to the office, and then it's sent on to our prayer chaplains so that we can hold you in prayer. So just because we're not in person doesn't mean that we can't receive your prayer request. And if you're not on the, emails, then, your computer, then call the office and leave the prayer request there. And we will get it to the chaplains ASAP. You are supported in prayer here. And also to remind you that we want to bless our love offerings because, our building and our grounds, and especially plowing our parking lot, does not come cheap. So your support is so, we couldn't do it without you. We couldn't do it without you. And so thank you. So let's say our blessing together. That divine love expressed through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I have faith in God as my instant, constant, and abundant supply. Thank you, God. And know that if you are able to contribute online, you can go to our website. There's a donate button there. And also, you can always call it in to church as well. I really am so glad to be here with you today to talk about something that's been heavy on my mind. So I leave you with this. When you want to speak it, or you want to type it, text it, pause and pray. And then pause some more. And then go to gratitude. Even for something small, go to gratitude. And then ask yourself, what would Jesus do, or what would the monks do? What would Jesus say? What would the monks say? I can guarantee you they would not have said what Kathy said last night. They would have, because if it's not kind and meaningful, if it's hurtful, doesn't need to be said. We're peacemakers. Love you all. Blessings. Please stay safe. And again, in the words of Nancy Baxter, I think she sent this snow so that we have to stay in and we have to just eat your favorite foods, watch movies, laugh, play games, and pick up the phone. If you live alone, pick up the phone. Don't text. Pick up the phone and talk to somebody. Hear their voice. Stop the texting. Pick up the phone. I'm sorry, excuse my language. Pick up the damn phone and talk to somebody. I love you all. Namaste. That peaceful Christ presence within me truly sees and honors all these names coming through. Sees and honors that peaceful Christ presence in each and every single one of you. Namaste. Stay safe. Stay warm.